for Mebdi's minions. In this middle lane, Frog 64 CS to 66, so it's very, very even still. That slight advantage. There's a big thing though. Blue buff will be taken away. The timer's down perfectly for Mebdi's minions, and that is going to mean that there's no blue buff this time around for Snoopy.
Yeah, so Mebdi's in a great start here. The question is, can they carry it through? The CLG will quite happily sit back and farm this one. Yellow Pete missing the gold there. He tries to ulti up. He has hit 6, so ulti is available. Kestrel also hit 6, so that arrow, we could see some big plays coming out from that one at a later date. Skullmaniac takes the red buff away now, double buffed up. Are they going to go back and sit on Wicked, or when they leave him alone? Because the problem is, you know, if you're going to sit on him, you have to sit on him for a long time, because Wicked will just stay in that top lane and farm. But, you know, it could detract and pull it to a 4v5. He hasn't got teleport, so he can't really get in and join a big fight down the bottom if they were to have one for, say, the next dragon coming up in about 5 minutes' time. Kestrel, though, is just going to continue farming down his bottom. How's it going between these two? You can see it's 60 CS to 72, so slight advantage for Yellow Pete. Yellow Pete's actually been pretty dominant throughout the open bracket stage. He really was very strong, certainly against Millennium last night in the open. And
it's 30 CS behind Udia, by the way.
Whether that's something those teams may be told them to do as well, I don't know. Just say, like, we know what they're going to do. They're camping me, so we're just going to sit and farm it. They are only 3-0 down, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, right.
They're only 1k gold now, so immediately, the longer they've left this, they've already gained a 1k gold difference between the two. So they're going to push on towards this mid turret. CLG finally starting to get their teeth in, and will take down the second turret of the game. That's going to get ripped apart, no problem at all. Jarvan's actually on the top lane, finally working his way down. Actually, going to pick up the... whether he's going to pick up the golems on the route, I'm not too sure, but they seem a little bit lost in how to encounter this. And really, you know, they've got one of the greatest initiators in the game in Ash's arrow, but as yet they haven't landed it, which is a problem. They need to just pick someone off, but CLG, I think, are too wise, too experienced to actually just catch themselves up and leave themselves hanging for them at one of those arrows.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this setup, actually, from Mebdi's minions. You know, Ash arrow hits, you've got Jarvan to lock them down, you've got the stun from Udia, you've got the Rune Prison from Rise, you've even got Howling Gale after all that's finished. So there's a lot of crowd control with this Mebdi's minion team, but they've got to get in the right position. There goes the ultimate actually down on top of them. Good flash away from Wicked. There's another arrow, which is about 4 miles out of position. Ultimate coming over. And, well, Kestrel having to flash himself out. Snoopy trying to get in there with the dredge line. Didn't quite connect. And it looks like they aren't going to walk away from this one. But you can see Wicked is feeling stronger now that he's had that little bit of time to farm. Doesn't want to overextend. Here comes the Karthus ulti, though. This is going to be kills. Yamato cannon goes down. Kestrel picked off by Yellow Pete. And the 3 remaining players will back away. But a 2 for nothing, if I could count. It looked almost too easy. The Ash arrow has got to hit him. You can't afford to lose it.
Yeah, that was almost in the classic yank position. CLG got themselves in a position where, as if you're like trapping the Baron, they just came running down, and as soon as Aurelia got locked on them, they suddenly blew everything at Aurelia, which was the last thing they should have done. So everybody else was like, well, now we've got a free chance to just get in, use our abilities, and of course, Frog with Carlton manages to pop them all off and pick up effectively a very easy Baron. And that all came from the aggression that Mebdi's minions had. It just backfired horribly on them. I mean, that Ash arrow, that's the third one he's whipped now. You've got to think the nerves are getting the better of him.
It looks that way, actually. I mean, they're playing on their own self. They've got their own keyboard defiance, of course. So I'd say it's nerves. It certainly looks that way because they've not really been close, even, those arrows that we've seen so far from Ash. But still, let's have a look at the overall picture. 3-2 in kills. Still, Mebdi's minions have the advantage there, but they're exactly 3,000 gold behind. Still have the turret lead, though, at 3-2, and they're now going down for Dragon number 3.
Yeah, they are going to go for it, but it looks like CLG might try and contest this one. These minions may get it first, though, before they get in position. The Dragon will get picked up. The question is, will they take any kills from him? Mebdi's minions just want to back straight at this one. Yamato kind of get a couple of layways there. Baron Panda also being locked onto. Ash trying to slow them down, but they're not really landing. And those Cogmore ultis are starting to hurt. Kestrel actually stopping to put their volley across. Will slow them. Howling Gale goes across. Will slow them down again. Kestrel very low. Karthus ulti is about 3/4 through, though, so it's not going to be quite ready to take it down. Instead, they are going to push that minion wave in the middle and maybe try and pick up a tower, but they did force some hit points down. I don't think Baron Panda can do anything about this one with Rise yet. They're just going to have to step away, so CLG going to effectively pick up a tower or just off the back of pressuring on the Dragon.
Snoopy trying there to get the initiate off. They'll be quite happy to fight here. They have 5 versus 5 with that Baron buff on. Let's see though if they can take down this inhibitor. Sorry, Yamato Cannon actually is going to slide in there. Was met halfway by Snoopy, taking a lot of damage. Ultimate from Cogmore won't quite finish him off. 7 HP he had left there as he walks off, and CLG will probably stick around to try and finish off this turret. Minion wave is not quite in there. There is the ultimate from Froggen. Picks up the kill onto Yamato Cannon. Was possibly a bit overkill for that 7 HP. But you know, what you're going to do. Kill's a kill, and the rest of them are all wounded. So you know, they are going to push in. This inhibitor turret is going to go down. The inhibitor will, of course, follow after that as well. What will CLG do after that? I'd imagine probably going towards this top lane, because it is halfway pushed. Plus, they've taken down that outer turret on the top side. Yep, that's where they're headed.
Yeah, so a Baron up CLG really pushing through there. And there's not a great deal that Mebdi's minions could do after being caught out on the back of that one from the Dragon. They did a good job getting that Dragon getting out quick without, you know, without losing anyone. So CLG, are they going to push onto this lane? I would expect them to. I don't think Mebdi's minions should be fighting for this one. They are going to go towards it, and they are on the turret. I'm not too sure if it's the right choice though to fight a 5-man Baron up CLG. How long is left on Baron? Well, it's about a minute left on Baron as well, so they've still got a lot of time. I think Mebdi's minions need to back away from this one, or they may well just lose the game right here. You can see Baron Panda getting caught on with that combo shredded through. And actually, Yamato going to have to use his slide. Skullomaniac going in there. The Ash Arrow does go on towards Froggen. That's probably the last person you want to hit. He's quite happy to die in amongst everyone. And you can see them just being ripped apart. Skullomaniac getting a drop there. Yamato Cannon actually dunking in on the turret. Cannot take down Froggen. Froggen finally dropped, so Baron Panda and Kestrel just going to have to back away from this one. It was a 2-for-1 exchange and the tower for CLG. So they came out on top there, but you know, losing Froggen was not the greatest. And CLG though just going to go back and buy. They've got a mountain of gold coming off the back of those kills.
Yeah, and that's the real scary thought, that even though they've taken them, or at least stopped the push there from CLG, they've lost 2 guys again. The kills, you know, working against them at this point. Nautilus has finished off that Frozen Heart, which now is going to slow Ash down quite a lot. She's got Infinity Edge built up. Cogmore actually going in for the Phantom Dancer first, since then picking up the BF Sword and Pickaxe. So working his way up towards that Infinity Edge as well. And Cogmore's only getting stronger from this point as well. Well, I mean, 40 CS ahead of Ash, 104 now his stats as well. It's Carthus who, I mean, starting to do a good job of keeping level with the CS in that early game, was actually even ahead for quite a bit of it, as well as Wicked takes down that bottom outer turret. But Carthus has just pulled away now. Rod of Age is already done, of course. Needlessly Large Rod, Will of the Ancients is finishing there as well. And I'm not sure that they can really cope with this Carthus when he gets in there in that team fight.
Yeah, they're very strong, and of course, obviously, Wicked's starting to do a hell of a lot of damage as well with that Trinity Force on him.
Yeah.
They're just going to slowly but surely work their way down these turrets, chipping away as it were, making their way through. Froggen now in a position. Ward actually getting pushed down there. They are going to push on towards the turret. I don't think they're going to go for this one, or whether Mebdi's minions are going to just fight them away here. You can see it's a bit of a ward battle at the moment on that left-hand side of the screen. Just keep poking them wards down, clearing them out. They've actually put 2 wards down, a vision ward after that one. There's another ward that goes down. CLG again going to go across and clear that one out. Wicked will pick that up. They're just going to keep pushing in here. I mean, honestly, Mebdi's minions could take a lot away from this game. I'm going to go ahead and assume they're going to lose this game, because it's getting to that stage where they're starting to be pressured. Even without a CLG Baron up team, they're going to dive towards Baron Panda, completely getting caught out there. Snoopy actually getting dunked on. Snoopy may go down, so there he does. Yamato kind of managed to pick up a kill, but it was still, again, a 2-for-1 exchange, and Yamato, Skullomaniac, sorry, taken down to absolutely nothing. So a 7-5, they're all going to have to back off. They're fighting super minions as well in the middle lane, so they're having to keep them away. Now they're going to be pressured on towards that bottom turret. I think CLG could just push in on this one. They're waiting for that minions to conga line the way up there. Finally, they're going to reach it, and Yellow Pete will just shred it down alongside Wicked. Actually, Wicked's going to dive towards Kestrel. Kestrel actually cleansing off there. Skullomaniac now the second target. He's going to be able to flash away as well. And then just going to pick that turret off. Oh, just before he got back on the fountain, Froggen picks himself up another kill. So CLG they had a struggling start here, but I think Mebdi's minions could take a lot away from this one. And Moscow 5 and XHCL, all absolute legends now as they are, will have to look at this one carefully. It's not going to be as easy a match as they think.
They're not a pushover, and that's what we said before, that these guys are strong players. They're all really, really high elo, and they've, between them, played on big stages before, actually. Obviously, I-45 for Yamato and Baron Panda, who were in that Four Kings team at I-45. But the problem is CLG are a lot more experienced. We saw them fall behind, but they didn't really show any signs of struggling with that. It was more a case of waiting for the right opportunity. Actually, I think that big team fight that changed this game could have gone a lot better than it actually did for Mebdi's minions. So possibly nerves getting into that, something that they're going to have to fix for their next two games. But it is looking like CLG are going to be picking up this game there first in the main tournament. Let's not forget they did come through that BYOC and managed to come through with the victory and the seed from that one. But chances for Mebdi's minions now, Demon. I mean, Baron is back up. Surely that's their last hope in this game.
Yeah, last stage hope is to try and get a steal on that Baron. You need to get the ward placement in there, but honestly, I'm not too sure if they're in a position to go for it. Kestrel has to land that arrow. I don't think he's landed one yet in this game, which is the key part of Ash.
He landed one onto Froggen at top.
Oh, you mean, oh right, okay, when they were all
which
stood
was
together.
from about 2 meters.
Yeah, point blank range arrow in the face.